Warriors, welcome to another important video. Thank you for joining me here today. Yes, the 12-week health anxiety program is now available, and you can learn more about it right here, my friends. And in today's video, I want to do two things. Number one, I want to share with you really quickly what life is like after an anxiety disorder for myself. Number two, I want you to start applying these very important responses to the buildup of anxiety starting today, because it's very important that you recognize that you need the right mindset and the proper skill sets in order to maintain your beautiful progress over an anxiety disorder. So we're going to do these two things. Number one thing you have to understand about me right now, post-anxiety disorder, is that I have to maintain the understanding that my energy is very, very finite. Okay? I know that I've got a finite amount of energy throughout the day. So if I'm in large groups of people consistently, as an introvert now, I realize that I have to protect my energy more, right? I'm not an extrovert by no means. I am very much introverted. That doesn't mean I'm antisocial. That just means that I prefer a certain way of being in my life now. And if you're currently feeling bad about this preserving of energy, you shouldn't, because we mustn't carry around any guilt when it comes to this healing journey, okay? You're learning so much about yourself that we need to start applying that learning and that knowing, okay? There are three things that I need you to do in the buildup of anxiety, because when you experience a feeling that you know may take you down the path towards anxiety or panic, in that initial moment of experiencing the feeling or the idea, it is very weak. It is very, very weak. If we mentally, behaviorally, verbally, or imaginatively start building on that initial idea or feeling, it becomes an emotion. It gets stronger and stronger, to the point where this anxious emotional state tends to become the norm. It tends to become the pattern. And rather than moving us in a direction of inner peace and neutrality, we find ourselves unconsciously moving towards anxiety without any effort being made. Does this sound like you? Comment below if it resonates. So what we have to understand is that at the beginning stages of recognizing that you have a feeling or an idea that may take you towards anxiety, you have to do these three things. Number one, you have to step back. You have to step back, because physically when you step back, you can see things more clearly, right? If I'm engaged in a conversation with somebody and that person has a very high level of negativity, the emotional intensity is very high in the form of negativity, I will take on that negativity because I'm right next to them and I can't do my own thinking. My emotional brain is taking over and doing the thinking for me. But if I'm in that conversation with somebody and I take a physical step back and I look at what's taking place from a new pair of eyes, then I can see through what's taking place. If I go even further, I start to distance myself. So in the initial moments of you feeling anxious, you know there it is, that idea, catastrophic, that feeling in your gut, your shoulders, your chest, your head, whatever it may be, instead of allowing that feeling to turn into an emotion and an action, physically take a step back. Mentally take a step back. Because just the recognition and the application of taking a step back is going to allow you to have mental clarity. And if you can have mental clarity, you can change anything. If you are aware of something that's taking place, you can change literally anything, anything you want. So step 1 is recognize that I have to take a step back here. Step 2 is to slow down. Slow down. Slow down your physical movements. Slow down your mental activity rather than trying to stop it. So many people come to me and say, Dennis, how do I stop my negative thoughts? My answer to them is, you don't. The more you try to stop something, the stronger it becomes. The stronger the anxiety becomes. So stop trying to stop a behavior, an idea, an old belief, an identity, somebody else. Stop trying to control so many things. You have to become comfortable with vulnerability in your life. So step 2 is to slow down. When you slow down physically and mentally, even verbally speaking to somebody else, there is clarity. And step 3 is to replace the lie. I need you to replace the lie. Guess what? Fear is a liar. Anger is a liar. Guilt is a liar. Blame is a liar. Unforgiveness is a liar. All of these ideas and emotional states are based on the subconscious mind that wants to keep you in a certain identity. It wants to keep you in a familiar place of certainty, and a familiar place called the addiction to suffering. We, me and you, must see beyond the lies. These are no longer truths for you. These are no longer beliefs for you. So what you have to do in order for you to replace the lie is, after step 1 and after step 2, you have to do something that confirms a new idea. Do something that confirms a new idea. Now, you want to do this behaviorally in that moment to go against and defy your fears. Okay? You want to speak up verbally and recognize that you normally don't do that. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable in that moment. You want to believe in something different. Okay? Replacing the lie allows you to create your own upgraded belief systems, and no longer are you a victim of the many different belief systems that were inputted and conditioned into you from childhood towards now. Many times people think they're coming up with their own ideas, their own thoughts, but this is false. The vast majority of the world are just taking on ideas of others. In the moment where you get that initial anxious feeling or idea, step 1 is to step back. Step 2 is to slow down. Step 3 is to replace the lie. These 3 steps in the beginning will feel very mechanical, but that's okay. You have to master yourself before you master your life. You have to master your inner world before you master your external world. And mastering your external world doesn't mean controlling your external world. It means to allow the external to be the way it is. And you go through what's taking place in the external without judgment, without compartmentalizing everything as being good, bad, black, white. That's called anxiety. That's called control. Control is very, very overrated. The subconscious inner child may crave it, but you don't need it. You have to understand this now. I want to leave you with this. Healing may not be happening at the speed you want it to happen, but the truth is, it is happening, right? And so many times we want to know what the outcome will be. So many times we hold on, we grasp so very tightly on needing to know the result. When am I going to be healed? When will this get better? When will that get better? The truth is, the more you fight for that answer, the farther it gets from you. The more you fight for the result, the more you're fighting for control, and the farther away inner peace becomes. So I need you today to understand a little bit more about yourself in this journey. Comment below and let me know what the biggest moment of epiphany was from this video, because I know you had one. Give this video a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the #1 anxiety support channel on YouTube. My friends, I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Remember that you are more than anxiety. I'll see you soon.